I said this the other day, and it's true. You know, we make money. This company makes money. You know, I like breaking records. We broke the gate record here tonight, and I'm embarrassed by it. Now, I was excited when I heard, and now I'm embarrassed. The undercard delivered. They were awesome. The main card did not. And I don't think that the Faber Barao fight deserved the boos that I got. You're talking two of the best guys in the world in a 5-round title fight. It was very technical. Everybody knows how good Urijah Faber is, and Barao dominated him tonight. You know, if the undercard wasn't as shitty as it was, it wouldn't have been so bad.
Is there anything you can point to? I mean, it just seems like everybody's looking for answers as to what happened, what went wrong. Is there anything that you can point to?
I was sitting in the arena tonight, and I think there were a lot of things that went wrong. I felt like I was at UFC 33 again, you know? And I think that Czech Congo and Jordan pushed against the fence for 3 rounds, and I think that the ref let them do it. I mean, when you see these guys that are in this is the ultimate clinching championship. It's the fighting championship. And when you see 2 guys just clinching for 3 rounds, and then in the 3rd round, they clinched for an entire 5 minutes. And this idiot standing around looking at him. As a referee, your job is to enforce the rules and make sure that these guys fight. And if they're not fighting, you break them up and you make them fight. And we're talking about guys that are experienced. Experienced guys that have done enough fights by now. Yves Levine was horrendous. Horrendous tonight. The officiating in this sport doesn't change, and I'm not just talking this sport, I'm talking combat sports in general. These guys are going to kill it. Kill it. And not to take anything from Czech Congo and Jordan, who throw 1 punch and then clinch against the fence for 3 full rounds. So I think a lot of things.
And I guess last question, I know earlier in the week you teased that you'd have some big fights at 185 pounds. With the way things played out, have plans changed? What are the plans? Yeah, well, I think you look at a guy like Lombard, you know, comes in on a 25-fight win streak, you know, and the fight was horrible. But if you look at a guy like Bout is this underdog who came out of nowhere, beats Yushin Okami, and then, you know, people aren't going to be trying to reorder the fight to watch that one, but he won the fight again tonight. He beat a guy on a 25-fight win streak, and he beat one of the best 185-pounders in the world now for a long time. So, again, the positive out of the negative. Boat won the fight.
Dana, can you talk a little bit more about Hector's performance? Was it a performance that you were like sickened by, or did you think that it was just a few different things he could have done? What was your thoughts as you were watching the fight?
Well, it wasn't the fight that I expected at all. I mean, it wasn't the fight that I expected, and I don't know if I was sickened by it. It just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. You know, whether it was Bout or Lombard winning, I was expecting a real war. You know, I thought this thing was going to be a war. You know, as the card was going on, I said, oh, God, thank God Bout and Lombard are coming out right now, because this is going to save the show. And then when that one was over, I was like, oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Sometimes you give guys passes as far as the UFC jitters. Did you think that maybe that was
there's no doubt
that
that's real. I said that before the fight. I mean, it's absolutely 100% real. It is. We've seen it. You've seen it. I've seen it. The fans have seen it many times. But I have this partnership with the fighters. This is a partnership. The UFC hasn't become as big as it is and as, you know, fun and as exciting worldwide as it is because I walk around and talk a lot and say this and say that. We go out and we put together the best fights that we can possibly put together. And every time we go into a city, no matter where in the world it is, these guys deliver. Once it's Saturday night and everything starts to roll, everything is out of my hands other than, you know, doing the production and all the things that we do. It's these guys, then they step in and they take over and they deliver, and, you know, and we have these conversations. I mean, we have these conversations and you know, we're all on the same page. We know what we do and we know what it is. And tonight, and we always do. If you look, we're UFC 149. We can count on one hand how many shows have actually sucked. And tonight is one more finger on the hand. Friday night after the weigh, leading up to the fight, the week of the fight, these guys have PR that they have to do. They have a lot of stuff that they have to do. Then they start cutting weight, and then they show up to the weigh-ins. When the weigh-ins are over, I walk into a room, they're all in there, and we talk. We have a conversation, and then I don't bother them again until the fight is over. There's no reason for me to run up to a fighter who's got a ton of pressure on him and tell him, hey, I need you. They already know what they need to do. They know what's going on. I don't ever mess with them after the weigh-ins. I don't ever.
Okay.
Dana, is there any official ruling as to where he stands in the...
Yeah, we got to check that out. We got to watch it. One of the problems is that it probably would have been the fastest knockout in UFC history, but the ref was far away from the action, and it took him so long to get there that it's actually stopped when the ref touches and stops the fight. So if the ref was in position, and I'm not smashing him for that. I mean, he just wasn't there. He didn't get there fast enough. But the ref was in position. He probably would have got the fastest knockout.
What do you tell a fan that's paid $700 for a pretty good seat to watch that fight?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. If you go to a baseball game and the game sucks, you pissed at the Yankees?
Just a question. And I guess the other one is, do you feel...
I mean, I'm bummed out about it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm pretty honest about, I'm not out here going, that was the greatest show you've ever seen. It wasn't. But, when you buy tickets, the thing is that when we come into a market like this, we break the record and we do the kind of gate that we did because people believe in us. People believe in the UFC, and that when we come to town, we're going to bring you the best fights possible, and then our guys go out and they deliver. Like I said, this is a partnership between us and the fighters, and we do our part, and they always do theirs. Unfortunately, this thing, I was so excited to stick this one up everybody's ass that said this card sucked, and we didn't. So,
I agree. And I guess
but my answer to your question is I always feel an obligation. Believe me, nobody takes this stuff harder than I do. You don't know how bad I didn't want to get out of my chair and walk through the crowd tonight. This isn't what we do, ever. So you can count on one hand in 11 years how many shows have sucked.
You never want to hear booze, but you're more concerned with the guy that's trying to take your head off at the time, and broken ribs and sore legs and all that kind of stuff. So it's unfortunate. I don't ever want to be in a fight where people are booing, but just had to do my best out there tonight, and Barao fought a smart fight. He was really, really good with his length. He was able to keep me at bay and fight a smart fight. I would have liked to get crazy in there a little bit, but it probably wouldn't have been the smartest thing, like jump around like a wild man and do something stupid. But was trying to punch him in the face and, didn't get it done. For me, I don't know. I'm basically, I fought a guy who's on a huge win streak, the biggest win streak in active MMA right now, which is impressive, and wasn't able to get it done. I had a close fight with Dominic, who's considered the champ right now as well, and so I'm right there. It's just a matter of continuing to heal up and then reassess how I want to approach this thing. What I need to do, to make it to where I'm going to win the belt, or decide what I want to do from there. So I'm going to go home, relax, talk to these guys and see what the deal is.
Daí, meu professor Dedé Perrendeiro e professor Jair Lourenço já tinha falado isso. E eu ficasse na minha distância ali, que eu era mais alto, tinha envergadura maior. E graças a Deus eu consegui seguir a estratégia e sair com a vitória mais uma vez.
My strategy was to keep distance because he has a very strong right hand, and I had a reach advantage. So if I could keep my reach advantage and hit him and get out, it would be better to me. So that was the strategy designed by André Pederneiras and Jair Lourenço, both of my coaches.
Eu fiquei meio assim, né? Mas da próxima vez eu vou tentar dar mais de mim, tentar soltar mais do jogo. E é isso. Eu lutei para ser campeão. E foi isso que aconteceu.
Yes, I was a bit surprised, so that's a good message, because next time I try to play a different game, but I was trying to be the champ, so I had to be careful as well. But it was a lesson. Next time, I try to play a different game to see if I can please the crowd a bit more.
Urijah, over to your right. Was Renan better than you thought he was coming into it?
I don't think so. I know that he was very tough. I I have kind of a difficult time with, guys that are really good at defending takedowns and really good with leg kicks. I knew that coming in. I was doing a pretty good job avoiding leg kicks. I took probably 3 to 4 solid ones, and they did damage themselves. But, I just wasn't able to get off with my offense like I wanted to. I feel like I would have liked to seen some scrambles on the ground. I would have liked to landed some more combos. We was doing a really good job of keeping the distance, and I also was a little shooken up. He got me with a knee, I think in the first round or maybe the beginning of the second, and I think I have a broken rib. So I just wasn't as squirrely out there, I guess is a good term for it.